So the Transport Department has finalized a taxi relief fund for operators across the country. This follows months of negotiations on acceptable offers for drivers and the department. They will now receive over R1 billion in the coming months. We get reaction on this from the National Taxi Alliance. We're joined by spokesperson Theo Malele. And Malele, thank you very much for joining us. Perhaps after months of, not reaching an agreement, how did you get to a point where this was now acceptable?
Well, good afternoon, and thanks for having me. The litigious process actually has brought us here. You remember that the National Taxi Alliance, after seeing that the minister was reneging in releasing the funds, took the minister to court, and the minister realized the seriousness of the matter and decided that the matter be solved outside court, which we were quite happy with. And he removed all the other frills that were unnecessary. And now we're quite happy that finally the launch began yesterday, and the registration process, or rather the application process, can now start earnestly. And we were also told that this process should be completed by the end of March, for which we will be watching this with a hawk's eye to ensure that everything runs smoothly. But I must also hasten to mention that we were quite content with what we saw at the call center, where unemployed graduates at least now have an opportunity to work and register taxi operators as applicants to this ex gratia relief fund of 1.135 billion rand.
And this amount of 1.135 billion rand, so this is how it will be split up. 137,000 minibuses, 25,000 meter taxis, and 63,000 e-hailing operators, with each operator taking home about 5,000 rand in relief. You found this satisfactory?
It can never be. It can never be. As we argued that aspect, we were told that this is a mere relief. It cannot match what we have lost as an industry. And as such, as the saying goes, a bird in hand is better than two in the bush.
You were hailing the call center operation, so there's different ways in which you can apply by visiting the website, a contact center number, and an SMS number. We tried to SMS the number 45864, and on purpose without airtime, just to see if it's a toll-free number, but it is not. Do you perceive that this might be a problem for some of the operators?
Well, it could be a technical glitch. But we were there, and we saw the operation firsthand as the ribbon was cut. We were there, and we were hopeful that, probably by tomorrow or Monday latest, it should be all systems go.
The transport minister had said that, the taxi industry contributes quite significantly to the country's GDP with some 50 billion rand. What is the way forward for the taxi industry? Is COVID-19 this year? It could be something else 3 years down the line. What do you perceive should be the standard operating procedure where you are concerned and your relationship with government?
Look, it has always been a non-brainer that a 70% public transport commuter has not been, given any attention whatsoever from a democratic government. And we are hopeful that from the minister's statement yesterday, that the process of subsidizing the taxi industry, or rather the passengers in particular, will be most welcome. This would actually help us to also benchmark our businesses correctly. As you would rightfully know, we currently are charging charity fares as opposed to market-related fares. And these very charity fares are beginning to bite in the pockets of our commuters, given that they contribute more than 10% of their disposable income that gets used on public transport. This is actually necessitated by the fact that we are not supported, and we are under extreme pressure with the ever, increasing of, our variable costs and fuel in particular.
Thank you very much. Theo Malele, National Taxi Alliance Spokesperson.